Hello YouTube. My name is Mel from Mel's Paper Makes. I'm a 24-year-old cash stuffer here on YouTube. I do weekly cash stuffings, monthly budget with me's. We're doing February for this video, and I also like to do cash condensings. So if this is something that you're interested, please stick around. I am wanting to partake, I guess, be part of the loud budgeting. If you're on TikTok in the beginning of the year, tail end of 2023, a lot of people are bringing up loud budgeting, and it is being very transparent with your finances. And that's something that I love to do because I used to watch these types of videos just to learn and figure out how people manage their money. How do they decide what goes where, how much to put in where? And those videos were my favorite, especially close to the time that I was graduating, because I didn't know. I really didn't know where to put my money before. So I'm doing this video just to help out others and show what my budget is like right now. Just to let you know, I have a few goals this year. I'm really trying to be very mindful of them. My first goal is to try to get I have a car loan and student loans, is to try and get my car loan down to $7,500 by the end of the month. Right now it's around $11,000. My second goal, I believe, was no new credit card debt. I don't have any credit card debt. I want to keep it that way. I have some things coming up this year that could potentially put me in debt if I don't save for them. That's like my friend's wedding. I want to do some travel. There's a possibility I could move. Those things could put you into debt, but if you save for them, you'll be okay. And then my third goal is to have $10,000 in my emergency fund. Right now, I have 3 months, a little over 3 months. I have $9,000 right now. So that's really exciting. I was working really hard for it in the last year, and now I get to shift around my focus and have my number one focus be my car loan. So another set of background is that I am a salaried employee. I am an engineer, and I lost my train of thought. I'm sorry. I'm an engineer. I get paid twice a month. It doesn't matter how many weeks there are in a month. I only get paid twice a month. That is, this is 4,100. I'm writing a bit too big, and that's really small. $4,160. Now this is after taxes, obviously. I also contribute to my 401k. It's about 6%. I take the company match, and I believe that's it. I'm still on my parents' health insurance, so I'm really, really thankful for that. But this year's really exciting because I actually have something extra. I should say what it is. I got I use Zoom sometimes, or I did use Zoom a lot, but I got a settlement payment from them. And I also gave my friend a referral code for SoFi. Oh, did I? Referral. Should have done this with a referral. I should have done this with a smaller size, but the settlement was like $32.30 something. The referral was $75. Together, that's $107.32. But I just want to round down, and I'll round down to 105. So in total, let me move this to the side. In total, I have 4,160 from my full-time job, and then 105 coming in as extra. That is 4,265. In total, for February, I will get paid $4,265. Now, I will say this is not going to be too in-depth. If you want a really in-depth video as to how or why I'm choosing the numbers that I do, or how I estimated my bills and such, leave me a comment and ask away. I'll be more than happy to go into a little bit more detail as to how I do my budgeting. This is kind of just to show you how much is going into what, not necessarily how I got to that number. So if you want to know how I got to that number, let me know, and I'll do a more in-depth description. Okay, so I have a few main categories. I have digital, daily cash, savings, monthly expenses, sinking funds, and a grouping. Those are my kind of main categories. And I always start with digital because I have to pay this. My rent is $1,679.50. I round up. So I do $1,680 for rent. Electric fluctuates throughout the year. Sometimes in the summertime, it's like $46, but sometimes in the wintertime, it's like $33, I'm gonna take the average. That's gonna be $40. Internet is $39, I round that up to $40. My phone plan, I am on my family's phone plan, but my contribution is $55. My car note, the minimum monthly payment for my car note is $300 and something cents. So $301 every single month goes to my car loan. Also, if you want like the most, if you want like kind of an explanation as to car loans, very, very basic information, let me know. Actually, no, don't let me know because I don't want to misguide you. But my car note is $301. The base is $301. But I have been making overpayments because I want to pay the car loan faster. Its original term length is 7 years, but I want to get that paid off as soon as I can, just because it's a really, really high interest. It's like 7.5. I have been budgeting $360 for it, but since I'm getting some extra money, this is my number one goal. I'm going to put $40 extra towards it. So in total, I'm going to put $400 towards my car loan, $99 extra on top of my minimum monthly payment. And then my student loans, because my main priority is my car note, student loans, I'm just going to pay the minimum monthly payments. That is $280 with some rounding. So if I add everything up, I'm just going to keep things to the side. If I add everything up, 1680 plus 40 plus 40 plus 55 plus 400 and then plus 280, I get $2,495. If you're interested, I forgot to mention, if you're interested in trying out budgeting, or you want to try out this kind of layout, I do have a link in the description that you can try out. It's going to link to a Google Drive, and it's going to link to a Google Drive, and it's very similar to what I have now, but it doesn't have the categories, So these are going to be blank. It's going to be a little bit different, but if you want to try it out, check it out in my description. It's free. So yeah. I just want to make sure that if you are interested in budgeting, I want to make sure that you have some resources to help you out. So my total income is $42.65, and I'm going to subtract this total amount in my bills. I have a digital binder that I use like fake money in, that I cash stuff. This is how much is going in. $1,770 is going into everything else. Let me just write this down here. 4265. Now I focus on my daily cash. This is things I'm gonna be spending on every single week. Stuff that I need to live. Groceries and gas I need to live. This I don't really need to. But that's part of my daily cash category. I do about $40 a week in groceries. I shop at Aldi and I do meal prep. It has been saving me a lot of money. When I first moved into my own space and not in school, I was really confused as to what to do because I felt like I needed to like cook every single night. But that's kind of expensive. That's really expensive. So found meal prepping. It saved me a lot of money and I make less decisions when I come home from work and it helped me out a lot. So $40 a week is really good for me. Gas, it is cold right now. I do not want to go out and about. I only spend about $25 a week. I don't really spend $25, but I budget $25 because sometimes I go home. Home is around 70 miles away to my parents' house. Eating out, I do $25 a week. That could be one fast food place. And I don't want to eat out too much, so only $25 a week. Spending is going to be $25 a week, so that's going to be $100. And the total for this is $460. So I'm going to take $1,770 and subtract $460, and I'm left with $1,310. I will say, it looks like I know what I'm doing. I'm taking the wildest guess, and it's been working out for me so far. So I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not an expert in budgeting. This is just what has worked for me, and I'm just sharing what has worked for me. This might work for you. This might not work for you. You kind of have to try a lot of different things, see what sticks, and don't be afraid to make mistakes. Especially if you are young, if you're living with your parents, or if you have a little bit more of a buffer, it's okay to make mistakes, because mistakes are how you learn. So be kind to yourself if you do make mistakes. I can tell you I have made a mistake right now because my budgeting schedule is a little bit ahead. I'll probably make a video on this because it's a little bit bigger of a topic, but I'm like cash stuffing for February week 1, and I still have like a week of January left to go. So it's a little wonky right now. I'm basically stuffing ahead when I shouldn't be. But it's okay to make mistakes, just know that. Moving on, my next category is my savings. My third main goal is to get my emergency fund at $10,000 by the end of the year. My original budgeted amount was $100, but I want to put some extra money in here as well. So I'm going to put $40 extra in my emergency fund because it's a goal of mine for the year. And I want to make sure that I hit it. So I have $140 going into emergency fund. Medical is going to get $120. I really, really want to bulk this up. So $120 it is. And then my future pet, I want to put just like $5 every week. Yeah, $5 every week. So that's $20 right there. I'll add everything up. 140, 120, and then 20. Oh, man. 140, 120, and 20. $280. Okay, I'll take this total, subtract it from here. I'm left with $1,030 for everything else. So $280. Gym, I didn't freeze it, but I don't want to put anything in here because I have around $200 in there. I go to a rock climbing gym and it's about $70 a month. Ideally, if I do have it, I have, oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. If I have an active membership, then I would be budgeting $70. But it's frozen right now. That would be $8. But there is money in there, so I'll just use that. Memberships, I have Spotify, I have HBO Max and Minecraft that I share, and my share is $12, and then Apple, I think that's it, $23.49 for my memberships. I'm gonna round up to 25, so 25 in monthly expenses, subtracting from $1,030, that leaves us with $1,005. And I have sinking funds and my grouping, which is basically like long-term saving for me. But when it comes to sinking funds, I was really confused as to how did people know what they wanted to do or like how much to put in there? Well, one thing that I figured out that works for me is to try to set small goals on my sinking fund amounts. So this is my January week 4 like sheet. So I'm gonna take this, I'm gonna look at the totals. Clothes is fully funded. My goal for that is 100, or my cap is 100. So nothing is going in there. I always want to put $10 towards family. So $40 in there. Christmas, I do want to start picking that up. So I'm going to put $60 in here. 60 just because it's a nice number to be divided by 4, you know. I'd have to put something else underneath my calculator because I don't want to keep this sliding everywhere. Measuring tape. Let's try. $60. I chose $60 because it's nicely divisible by 4, because that's how many weeks there are in the month. Apartment, I want this to be at 150, or that's my goal amount. I'm really close at 120, so I'll just finish it off and fully stuff it this month with $30. I can't divide that very easily by 4, but I'll just stuff a little extra 1 week and I should be fine. Or a few weeks and I should be fine. Same deal goes with bulk food. I want to get that to 150, so $25 going into there. Now the rest of this, my lights out is a savings challenge for me to pay for an annual F1 TV Pro subscription. It's like $80. I've already fully funded that at $96, so I don't need to put anything there. My mom's birthday is going to be happening in February. I have a lot of money in there right now. Where is it? Gifts, $245. $100 is gonna go to my dad for his birthday in January, or it did go. So I want to put 60 in there. Again, nice number to be divided by 4. $60 in there. Dates, I don't want to put too much. I think $10 a week would go nice. We've been doing very like casual indoor dates, so $40 works perfect because like $10 for my snacks, $10 for their snacks, and that should be fine. Hobbies isn't gonna get anything. I didn't get anything from my Etsy this month, which is totally fine. Usually if I get paid by Etsy, it goes straight into here, but I didn't get anything this time, and that's totally fine. Next is spending. I don't want to put too much, but I'll put just $5 a week. Same with toiletries and households. I mean, they have good amounts in all of them, so I'm not too worried about putting in a ton. If I needed to get like my shampoo and I needed face moisturizer, I needed eye cream. If I needed a lot of these things, I would bulk my toiletries up, but I don't right now, so $5 a week would be just fine. And household, if I needed like paper towels, tissues, cleaners, laundry detergent, if I needed all of those relatively soon, I would also bulk that up. That's not the case this month. So the total for everything going into sinking funds is $315. I'm so sorry if you heard that rumble in my stomach. I'm so sorry. Okay, I'm gonna take this total, subtract 1,000 from 1,005, $690. That's left. And something that I wanna keep trying to do is something called zero-based budgeting. That basically means that all the money that I receive is kind of accounted for. I know I did say in my settlement and my referral, it was like 107. The $2 whatever is gonna go to an account buffer for my bills. So that's accounted for. So I'm gonna have $690 that goes in my long-term savings. So 690 and $0 left over. And the reason why I want to do $0 left over is because, like I said, every dollar is accounted for. If every dollar has a job, then I'm not inclined to spend money that I'm not inclined to pull from different categories. So 690, that's a lot. Usually I do, or last month, I think I did 180 towards moving. In terms of like order, this doesn't have an order, but in the events that these happen, it goes 1, 2, then 3. This is not the level of importance, but this is the level of order. They're all really important to me. Moving just happens first. And then car doesn't really have a time associated to it. But moving last month was 180. I got extra money this month. I'm going to put $20 towards it. So it's going to get $200, which is really exciting. And then for car, I only stuff about 2 envelopes right now. That is my car maintenance and my car insurance. I'm saving up for the next 6-month policy. But for car maintenance, I like to do $100 a month. And then for my car insurance, it is $110. So $210 in total is going to go into my car envelope this month. And then wedding, I'm going to do $120, and then travel is $140. So how I chose those numbers is I figured out this one and this one. Oops, 690 minus 200 minus 210. Ah, my goodness, I keep doing it again. I'm using the wrong signs. And I did it again. 280. I split it right down the middle. So that would be 140. Wait a minute. Did I do this wrong? Wait. Oh my goodness. So sorry. 140. It should be 140 each. Did I do math wrong? Most likely. Let's see. Because I don't think I had them in my rough budget. I don't think I have them to be equal. Let me go through and figure out where I went wrong. I know what it was. I found out I made the mistake. I have an extra category here that's extra payment. And that is getting $20. And in total, savings is $300. Extra payment is just an extra payment that could either go towards my car loan or it can go towards my Roth IRA. Yeah, my Roth IRA, because that's also a goal of mine this year. So I'm just going to go through and shuffle and mix things around. Let me make sure I did that right. Oops, minus 25. I did that math right. Okay, minus 315. Oh, see, again with the numbers. That's okay. Mistakes are okay. This is not 690. This is 670. So, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Everything is everywhere. 670. And I needed to figure out how much is going into these. So I subtract 200 and then 210. And I'm going to divide that by 2. 130 goes into each. I could put 130 in there. But if I take that number and divide it by 4, I don't want to deal with more ones than I need to. So I put 140 into travel, 120 into wedding, because those numbers are a lot nicer than 130. So now it should be all correct. 670, savings is 300. This is the summary of where my money is going for the month of February. My income is a little higher than last month because I got extra payments. Everything else got a little bit, is pretty much the same except for digital. I'm putting some extra money towards my car loan. Savings is a little different. Okay, everything except my daily cash got a little bit of a bump. But this category on the side is for percentages. I like to see where everything is going. How much of my money is going where? So I'm going to take the totals and I'm going to divide by my income. So this is obviously 100%. But digital, this is my bills and my debt payments, 58.5%. Ooh, that's a lot. But that includes extra payments as well. Ideally, I'd love to get this to 50%, but with my extra debt payments, I don't think that's going to happen. Daily cash, 10.8%. 10.8% daily cash. Everyday spending. That's basically what it is. When it comes to pure savings, 7%. Whoa, monthly expenses, that's not right. That is so not right. That's only $25. Imagine if I had $1,000 that I needed to pay every single month. That'd be insane. Thank goodness it's only 25 for now. 25 is going to be less than 1%. How do I want to show this? I'll do 0.5. 0.5%. Sinking funds has 7% of my income. And then my long-term savings or my grouping binder, 4265, is around 15.7%. So all of this should add up to 100, but based on my rounding error, I don't know if it's going to be 100. But we shall see. 99.9. Very close. So now that I'm able to see the percentages, I can see that around 60% is going to bills, debt, and extra payment towards debt. 11% is for everyday spending. I have almost 16% going into long-term saving. 7% is going to sinking funds, and monthly expenses, mostly just memberships, is just 0.05% of my income. So not too bad. But if you are wanting a video on a more oh my gosh, what am I trying to say? If you want a video going over or walking through the steps a little bit more in detail on my budgeting, how I got the numbers that I got, and how to start, please let me know. Again, I am more than happy to help because I really relied on these videos at the beginning of my budgeting journey. And if it's a resource that's needed, it's a resource that I'll provide. Again, if you are interested in a budget template, it's not going to be similar. It's not going to be exactly what I have, but it's similar. It'll get you started. There's a link in my description. Check it out if you want. It's just a Google Drive link. It's free, obviously, but thank you so much for watching. If you are at the very end of this video, please leave me an emoji that's pink, because February, you can tell the theme is going to be pink. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you all have a great day. Here's one last look at the summary breakdown, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!